Hello and welcome to the PHNX D-backs podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX, and this show is brought to you by the fine folks at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and new users can bet $1 on any NFL team to score, and as long as they score any points at all, you will score with $100 in free bets instantly from the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And then go turn that $100 into some same game parlays, make yourself a nice, tidy holiday shopping, amount of money, and then go have yourself a great holiday season. Of course, I am joined by my friend, my vice mayor, my co-host, the one and only Thunderstick, Jesse Friedman. Jesse, how you doing? How's life? How's life in the lockout?
We're gonna have some fun today, Derek. We're gonna really go very, very literal with the lockout.
We're going so literal with the lockout. I'm
excited for it.
Because Jesse, of course, it's lockout season. Let's not forget it's lockout season, and it's not gonna stop being lockout season for, unfortunately, a significant amount of time. But
January 28th. Yeah.
Wow, you're just
50 days. 50 days on the dot.
I've never seen you so confident about something like this. It's absurd. But I appreciate it and I applaud your confidence. We do have a little bit of baseball transactional news to talk about. Yasiel Puig, former thorn in the side of the Arizona Diamondbacks, has signed a 1-year deal worth $1 million, reportedly, with the Kaiwoom Heroes in the KBO. Heroes is an awkward name of a team for Yasiel Puig to go to, but he is now part of the KBO, which is something we talked about that we could see of guys of that caliber, right? Somebody who feels like they still have something to give, and somebody who has performed at a high level at one point in his career, still trying to go up to the KBO and get some time in, and either impress maybe some people back here in the States, or just find himself a nice little career as part of a really fun baseball league. Let's be honest. The KBO is my new favorite side piece as far as baseball goes.
This is interesting. Yasiel Puig, to me, Derek, it feels like, looking back, the period of time where Yasiel Puig just absolutely tore the Diamondbacks to shreds. It's like some vague dream that it didn't last for very long, right? Yasiel Puig was an elite player for about a season, maybe a little bit past his first season in the league, and then he just kind of died from there. But yeah, I mean, it was not that long ago that Yasiel Puig was not just a little bit obnoxious from time to time with his on-field antics, but he was also a really, really good player.
Yes.
He would just knock the cover off the ball.
Absolutely.
Hello, Ruler 14.
Hello, Ruler 14. Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to have you here, and happy to have you guys in the comments. I will do my best to steer the ship here by myself while also hosting. But I do want to say that I can't believe, thinking back upon the kind of trend that was started in baseball, mostly due to Puig's success, where we're at now, right?
It started kind of a little movement of teams going and doing a lot of international signing,
including the Arizona Diamondbacks going after both Yasmani Tomas and Yon Lopez. So
we can blame Yasiel Puig for each of those moves, I think. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. It was such a weird thing, and I still blame Ken Kendrick, because I still feel like that's such a baseball card collector move to want. I want one of those on our team. Can we have him? No, you can't have him. Well, we'll pay a lot of money for him. No, they won't accept a lot of money. Okay, well, let's get one of our own, right? And it seemed like money did not matter at that point, which is just crazy to think 5-6 years ago how money didn't matter, and now they seem to be quite stingy with their spending. But it doesn't matter. None of it matters because we're in a lockout. We're not even allowed to talk about play. We're not allowed to say players' names. I don't think. I don't know. MLB.com has removed all likenesses. I can only
Could you
imagine.
imagine if it was just straight illegal to say the name of a Major League Baseball player during the lockout?
Right.
Well, we don't know. I mean, we don't know the legal ramifications of what's happening on our show right now, Derek.
I know. I don't at all. I will say that I turned on my MLB The Show and was thankful not to see Joe Random as my starting center fielder. That was very scary. I was glad to see that was happening. But all my players were all their normal names. That's an interesting thing because obviously there's a lot that goes into MLB The Show. And I didn't really think about it until I did play it recently because there's just updates and cards and all this stuff. It's all connected to the Players Association.
Right.
And, I know
it's not connected to like Major League Baseball's relationship with the players.
Correct.
So I guess that's how this still
that's
goes
how
on.
That's how it still goes on. You're absolutely right because it's kind of like a separate entity and it's something that, that the likenesses and stuff are courtesy of the Players Association, but like you said, It's not a controlled MLB entity. It's just a video game. It's just weird though because they do like card specific like card specials on players and things, and I really was expecting to turn it on and see all of that stuff kind of turned off. And it wasn't. So
in many ways right now, Derek, MLB The Show is more reflective of reality than like Major League Baseball's own website is. You will find more real life things in MLB The Show than you will on even MLB.com in some senses. You can't even find players' pictures and all of the transactional news is gone.
It's all gone.
So
it's all gone.
We've talked about this a lot.
We could talk about how they sucked so badly last year. Ruler 14, man, I don't know. I don't think anybody expected them to be that bad last year. So I will just say going forward, again, with how bad they weren't expected to be last year is why I have faith that the D-backs are going to have such a big turnaround this year. I could be foolish. We had Jack Summers on yesterday, and Jack was very
Jack's a realist.
He's very realistic about it, right?
Tell you how it is,
about how long it was going to take to turn this team around. So unfortunately, I think it will probably take closer to Jack's estimate than mine, but I do still hold out hope for next season because I think between them underperforming so much last year and the injuries and the new coaches, I mean, I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but I think they'll be a lot closer to 500 than people are expecting them to be. But you know what? I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about that, right? Because it's lockout season. So we're locked out. What we're going to talk about, though, best lockout-related baseball names of all time, Jesse.
We're going
best lockout, right? Why not? Because we have nothing else to talk about.
Here, Derek.
I did do some quality research. Not making the top 5 is Chipper Jones. Come on, like chip away at a lock. You're in a prison. That's why he gets honorable mention. He's on the bubble. There's not a lot of lock related nicknames or names in baseball, Jesse. I'll tell you that much. But what we had is a tie for 5th place with just your common lock name, whether it had an E at the end or it's a first name. In the case of Locke St. John, we had Don.
There's a guy whose first name was Locke.
Locke St. John, yes. Locke St. John. Yes.
Okay.
There's Jeff Locke with an E at the end. Don Locke, spelled in your classic Locke fashion, and also Bobby Locke with an E at the end. That's our 5th place accommodations. And
they all tied. They all tied for 5th.
Those all tied for 5th. And you know what? I think we'll all take 500 at this point for this team.
82 and 82 might be tough. They need to play 2 extra games to do that. But but 81 and 81,
look,
I mean, we'd all take that for sure.
Don't attack the man's math. But Jesse, in 4th place in our best lockout related nicknames, Sky Bolt.
Nice.
Sky Bolt, right?
Sky's a great first name too.
Sky is a great, That's that's like a I don't know, a superhero name, right?
Yeah.
That would be the
Yeah.
real name for somebody like Firestar, whose alias is Skybolt or something. That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah. I like that.
all right. I'm sorry, I'm watching too much Hawkeye lately, which I suggest everybody goes out and does. Episode 4, made watching the first 3 episodes totally worth it, just like all Marvel shows do. So you just got to stick around through those first couple of episodes, by the way.
I feel like I need some history on these guys, Derek. Like when did Sky Bolt play?
Sky
I need to
Bolt,
figure this out.
yeah, I can pull that up for you. I
Oh,
should
here
have
it
had
is.
that.
Yeah. Oh wow,
Yeah,
he's a current player,
that's what I'm
2021.
saying.
Sky
These are
Bolt from the
not.
Oakland Athletics.
Yes,
Now I feel ignorant. Apparently
you
there's this
should.
outfielder with the Oakland A's that I didn't know about.
You should. He was also with the San Francisco Giants for a couple of games. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he got traded or what happened, but yeah, Oakland A's. Also, great name, like we said. Let's go
Great
on
name.
to our top 3, Jesse, because these are the ones that we really need. We really need these guys in order to end the lockout. Coming in at 3rd, Whitey Lockman.
Nice.
Lockman.
Okay.
Yeah, Whitey Lockman.
Okay, there's no way that someone named Whitey is a current.
You're right
There's
about
no
that.
way.
1945 to 1960. He was also a manager in
Okay.
MLB as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, played from 45 through 1960. Did not play in 46 due to time in military service. So we're talking about
Wow.
that far back when the Giants were in the state of New York. So that's Whitey Lockman, Jesse. Coming in at 2nd, of course, is Ricky Pickett.
Ricky Pickett.
Ricky
Yes.
Pickett.
That's a pretty good one. I don't know what could possibly top Ricky Pickett.
You would you would think that there's no way that anybody's going
No.
to top Ricky Pickett, right? Ricky Pickett played in the major leagues for 1 season in 1998, and he played for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay. All right. Now I feel even more ignorant than I did earlier in the show.
He pitched 2/3 of an inning.
Okay.
And he has an ERA, a career ERA of 81. So
Ooh,
not
rough.
a great,
Yeah.
not six earned runs given up in his 2/3 of an inning pitched for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
We have Evan Thompson chiming in here. Whitey Lockman was the first baseman on the 1951 Giants, and he's in Evan's book. All right. Well, there we go.
He's in Evan's book. Go get Evan's book. That's what this
Yeah.
is now. This is a pitch to go get Evan's book. All right. What else do we got? Oh, yeah. So, of course, we got number 1, right?
Number one.
How do you beat Ricky Pickett? Of course, in a lockout-related situation, you beat it with Jimmy Key, Jesse.
Jimmy Key. There you go.
Key. Played from 1984 to 1998. A member of
Wow.
all the AL East teams. Toronto for the majority of his career, the Yankees, and the Baltimore Orioles. So there you go.
That's a long career. 84 to 98. Wow.
Yeah. Know your history about lockout related names. All right.
There we go. There we
That's
go.
where
It's a
we're at
history
now.
lesson for all of us today.
Yeah, it's this is lockout season, folks. This is how it's gonna be. Just a reminder though, you can take a break from lockout season and forget about all this and go over to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and bet on sports that are actually happening right now and are not currently locked out. You can bet just $1 on any NFL game. Use our code of PHNX, and new users will. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. We got an update. No, we're not there yet. They've changed my ad, and we're not there yet. But I will say this: that of course, DraftKings is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. So you will get a point. You'll get $100 in free bets if either team scores a point when you bet on those teams to score. It's that simple. DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also get skin in the game with same game parlays. As I talked about earlier, I'm going to have another pick of the week because I owed you guys one from last week. I gave you the one for tonight's game. I hope you listened to last night's show or this morning's show. I forget. We record them and then they're out. So I don't know. But it was this morning's show. So I hope you guys get in on that because I believe in that coward's parlay. And I'm going to give you another one before this show is over. But you can get in on, you can call parlays whatever you want. You can nickname yourself whatever you want. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want Remember, our code is PHNX for new customers to bet on any team to score and win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code PHNX. 21 and over only, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Dial 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, Jesse. Well, I guess now we're just left with our own personal experiences in life because we have no baseball related news or experiences to discuss. So I wanted to ask, have you yourself ever been locked out? Maybe not from a company or a boss, but just in general. Have you ever been locked out? Do you have any lockout stories?
Like nothing super interesting, right?
Yeah.
In college, I would get locked out of my dorm room and you'd have to pay the RA $5 in order to let you in. Still bitter about
what
that.
a scam.
I know. I think I only did it
You just
once.
have a key and you can just let me in and I have to pay you $5.
Yeah. Well, it's because they didn't want people to abuse it, right? To just like
Sure.
always leave their keys in their
Oh
room
God.
and then come back and like always rely on the RA. That'd be pretty frustrating.
I had a weird thing at that time where I hated taking my keys with me places.
When
So
you were in college?
yeah,
No.
it's stupid to say, but I kind of know what they're talking about. Like I just wanted to go like without a wallet, without keys. I just wanted to go and do stuff. Like
Yeah, well,
if
'cause
I
in
wasn't
college
driving somewhere, you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, if you live on campus in particular, it's kinda like you're not really ever, like, going anywhere,
It's like
like,
you're
you're
at a
just kinda
hotel, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like where you
You're just
want to just
going
go
to the
down to the
building next
lobby and
door, I don't need my
mingle. Yeah,
wallet, I don't need my keys, we're
exactly.
just, it's just a little journey down the sidewalk, but
We're gonna go drink somewhere. I don't know where we're going. I don't know how long we'll be gone for, but I just want to leave my room unlocked the whole time, and I can't, and it
right,
sucks. So
right. I
yeah, no,
definitely
totally.
never locked my room. My dorm room. And well, so my dorm room did get locked, hence how I somehow wound up locked out occasionally.
Obviously.
But in the years following that, I really never locked. At that point, I lived in apartments, and we really never locked our apartment, which to this day was probably a very, very bad idea. But it kind of worked out. We never got broken into, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. What,
Yeah.
what about you, Derek? You have any more interesting stories being locked out of anything?
Well, my wife recently locked herself out of her car, like not too long ago. I mean, just a couple
Oh,
of weeks ago. That sucked because she stopped her car along the side of the highway, which I was mad at her about doing that just in general. And she got out
interesting.
because she heard her car making a noise. And the
Oh,
noise that she
no,
had
and that's
heard.
when she locked herself out.
Yes. So she got out because she wanted to check what this noise was. And it was, I don't know what it's called, but like the undercarriage part of your car, that
Yeah.
plastic flap, like had come undone and was just, banging around underneath there and making a lot of noise. So when
Mm.
she realized it was that, nothing major, she went to get back in her car, had locked her keys and her phone in the car with the car running on the side of a highway, nonetheless.
Wow. I
She
feel like that like, how many people have done that? Like, she's gotta be on a pretty short list, like, being locked out of your car while on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's quite an accomplishment, Derek.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed by it. I'm like, you just couldn't go where you were going? Like, why don't you just I
Yeah.
would if my car was making a noise, unless like lights were coming on or something, or I thought it was a flat tire or something. And that's what she said she thought it was. She thought it was a flat tire and
Flat
then
tires,
realized it
you wanna
wasn't.
pull over. Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but interestingly enough, she flagged down some firemen who were passing by who stopped and helped her. And they helped her by putting a device in her car that kind of um, blows up and then allows them to like stick a thing in there and pull the lock open, right? But the problem is it does permanent damage to your car, so they make you
Ah,
sign a waiver before they even do it. And this
sure.
entire time, all I could think about was, why didn't you just use the fireman's phone to call me, because I was home and
Mm.
I had your extra key? But let's not even bring that up. Uh,
Clearly, you've gotten over it, Derek.
I have not gotten over it, Jesse. Evan says he got locked out of his room at youth camp on 1 year as a prank. The ensuing
Mm.
events were hilarious. We're going to have to ask him about that at a later time. Jesse, I've been locked out several times. I was a latchkey kid, so I got locked out of my goddamn house all the time. And I
Mm.
always found new and exciting ways to get into my house. I remember one time I actually climbed up onto my roof because I had been thwarted at all ways and I knew of a way to
How
possibly.
how does that even help you getting on
Well,
top of the roof?
my house at the time was it was a tri-level house with kind of like that half basement, bottom level, mid level, and then a top level, and we
Okay.
had like a little kind of window thing that could open to get into our attic, which I did. This is Spider-Man level of being locked down.
Wow.
Here's the thing, though. When people ask why in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation did Clark Griswold not just, push the ladder thing down, it's because, like ours at my house, it locked. So then the odd part was, even though I got in, I couldn't really get out. So now I was just stuck in the attic, which was even worse than being locked out, because at least I could go places, but now I was locked and stuck in my attic.
Now you're more locked in than
That was locked
out more
in
than
at that
anything
point,
else.
correct? Yeah. And it was very very Griswold. Had I broken a part of my ceiling by stepping on it, though, I would have gotten into the house from that hole, unlike Clark, who just waits up there the whole time. Another story I have is that my father used to be the GM of a hotel. He was for years, my entire life. So back at one point in the kind of mid 90s, he was the GM of a Hilton in Woodland Hills. And I used to just run all over that hotel. I was, like a teenager,
Sure.
12, 13 years old.
That's what you do when your dad is the general manager of a
Yeah,
hotel.
totally. You
Yeah.
order the shit out of room service and you run rampant around, and that's what you do. And I did all of that, and I had a good time. And I used to like to go up on the roof, and the roof had one of those doors that locked behind you, but it was broken for a long time. So I just grew to have this confidence level that it was never actually going to lock behind me. And at one point, apparently somebody fixed it. And so when I went out, it actually locked behind me. Jesse, let me tell you, there is nothing more terrifying than being locked on the roof of a hotel and having no one legitimately know where you are. Like the movie The Hangover, that shit hit home with me because I was like, oh my God, I've had that happen to me. And yes, I could imagine people going to look for me everywhere and not finding me, even though I'm right there at the hotel that we were all at. Because who's going to think to look on the roof? I don't think my dad even knew I went up there. I just like to go up there because I was kind of terrified of heights a little bit. And I like to go up there and just kind of, live on the edge and kind of get over
you're in
my
that
fear
phase of life where if you're terrified of something, that's exactly the thing that you do. Right?
Yeah, you're trying to you're trying to kind of like look it in its face and kind of get over it,
rush.
Right?
Right.
And man, I just it's funny because I hated elevators, so I used to actually walk all the way up. It was like a 16 story hotel. Okay. And I had a lot of dedication to doing it. But let me tell you, sunburned, lips chapped, the whole bit. Like I was up there for like 6-7 hours because my dad was working, right? So my dad.
How did he find you?
Eventually someone came up because they heard me from down. Because at one point I just started yelling like a maniac, like because there's like concierge and bell people and stuff, but I'm like on the roof, like they can't hear me. It's like eventually though, I guess someone heard me, and then they sent like a maintenance guy and a cleaning lady came up. And then they were like, the maintenance guy was like, he was like, your dad's been looking for you. I was like, oh, I know, shit. We need to have a conversation about, cell phone or something. This was pre everybody having cell phones, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That one really sucked. That one makes you never want to do stuff like that. Yeah. Like again, I still to this day double check doors before I go out and do anything like that. Sometimes my friends are they're little scamps and they like to when we're on our little wrestling vacations and other stuff we do, they like to kind of go places and check stuff out. And yeah, I'm the one making sure that we do not get locked out anymore ever again. But that's our lockout stories, guys. We promise to have more for you next week. Jesse has pending stuff to do tonight, so we wanted to definitely keep it short, but we just want to remind you, despite our pressing engagements, we still are bringing you some quality content over at gophnx.com. I wrote a little bit, obviously, that I've talked about before about the CBA impacting the Diamondbacks' chances at potentially still getting that number 1 draft pick. And Jesse has an article coming out as well, I think, on Friday?
Yes, sir. Yeah, tomorrow. Yep.
Okay, I forget, where are we even at? It's Friday already. Oh my God,
Well,
this
it's
week
it's
passes by. So
it's Thursday now, but if people are listening to the recording, it's probably Friday. So it might be up right now. Who
yeah,
knows?
you might find it right now. Go look at Jesse's stuff. Become a member over at gophnx.com. You can either become an annual member, which will get you a free t-shirt over at the PHNX locker, or if you're not interested in giving yourself a gift this holiday season of a free t-shirt, try the month-to-month option. You'll get your first month for just 50 cents. We can't tell you enough how much we appreciate the sport and how much we need the support. We are brought to you by viewers like you to get all PBS on you. But remember, we also offer you guys all sorts of discounts at the phnxlocker.com, as well as our members only Discord and all sorts of content that you can only get right here. Don't forget, join us. I'll be a part of the Cardinals podcast over at the Block Party at the Lola. We're taking over Westgate for Monday Night Football, Cardinals against Rams. I know Jesse doesn't like me talking football on this show, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Well, there's nothing else really to bet on right now.
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about
I guess
football.
there's the NBA. There's the NBA.
There is the NBA. I'm terrible at that, apparently. I got all my bets wrong on the Bets podcast, Jesse. I go on to the Tailgate show. I get all the bets right. I go on the Bets podcast to talk about bets.
I don't know why they still have you on there, Derek.
Why would they have me on? I don't know either. Stop asking me to come on. I feel like a fool. And then they poke fun at me when I'm not there. Johnny Venerable. Yeah. Meanwhile, he's shrinking every single episode. He's becoming the tiniest man on PHNX. But you can find his content, Jesse's content, my content, all that content over at gophnx.com. We appreciate the support of you guys doing that. And before I go, I want to give you that pick of the week for DraftKings that I talked about. Again, our code on DraftKings is PHNX if you still haven't signed up. And I'm giving you a Titans parlay. I'm not calling it a coward parlay because I'm going with my heart a little bit on this one, but I think the Titans are going to beat up on those Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to TK, my buddy, Tony Khan, that partial owner there of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sorry for the season you're having, but I'm going strong against Tennessee Titans. Taking Titans by the cover the spread at 8.5 points. Taking the Titans first to 5, first to 10. Deonta Foreman doing an anytime touchdown, and Trevor Lawrence under on the 199.5 yards because I don't believe in him throwing the ball. But that's my parlay. Hope you guys go either follow that or pick one of your own over at the DraftKings Sportsbook. There's all sorts of options. Bet against the Coyotes. They almost got evicted. Let's get back on that train.
That's
okay.
True. That's
yeah.
True.
I mean, they got to be feeling down about themselves, and I don't want to, I don't want to attack them or make them feel worse. But just bet against the Coyotes. Anyway, we thank you guys so much for checking out the show. You can follow us all on Twitter. I am at Cap_Caveman with a K. Jesse is at Jesse and Friedman. Our show is at PHNX_DBacks, but of course, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports, and that is on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're listening to us right now in your favorite audio podcasting app, please subscribe there and leave us a 5-star review. Like I said, this guy over here is a 5-star man, even if you don't think I am, which I don't blame you. But this guy, he's a stand-up guy. So leave us a 5-star review. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, subscribe there and sign up for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any of our Arizona sports content that we're churning out here. The Coyotes show went off the rails the other day. He has been infiltrating DX style. If you're a fan of the D-Generation X, the WWF in the late 90s, PD rode a tank into the Suns show. It was crazy. Things are going off the rails over here. So make sure you don't miss any of this content. We're having a blast, and we thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope you guys are having a blast. And again, sign up over at gophnx.com and become a member. Use our code of PHNX over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Jesse, let's get this lockout ended. I need to get back to baseball activity. And when I say that, like, we didn't even get a pick in the Rule 5 draft. They didn't even give us that in the minor league Rule 5 draft. They gave us nothing. Give us baseball back. We need it.
It's all right, Derek. I'll get locked out of something this weekend, and we'll have something to talk about next week.
Tell a lockout story. Oh, we always got Mailbag Monday, so make sure you guys drop us some questions for Mailbag Monday, and we will be sure to answer them. And then we will talk about Jesse's lockout story. Yeah, that inevitably happens this weekend on Tuesday.
I'm pretty stupid from time to time with keeping keys in the right place. Probably get locked out of my own apartment at some point. So
Aren't
it's
we
only a
all,
matter of
Jesse?
time, Derek. Yeah.
I've been spending a lot of time on my back patio in the inflatable hot tub I got my wife for her birthday, which now has
There you
somehow
go.
become my daily office. So maybe I'll get locked out in my backyard. We'll see what happens. But again, we thank you guys so much for checking out the show. On behalf of Jesse and myself, we appreciate the support so much. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but God damn it, it's so much more fun when they actually have baseball stuff going on. You know what I mean? Get back to baseball.